pit bulls tends to be like this big category. So when I reference a pit bull, I'm talking about like the American Pit Bull Terrier, which are kind of your tall, leaner, muscular dogs bred for originally dog fighting. And so that's kind of where a lot of the fear comes from.
Were they actually bred for dog fighting?
Yep. So after bull baiting started to kind of die off, that's where bulldogs were created, was for this fun show to go out and just mess with bulls all day, and then they would die in the end. The bull would, the bulldog wouldn't.
Wait, I didn't know this.
Yeah, so history lesson.
Okay, that's cool. I didn't know this. So bulldogs were...
Yep, so bulldogs were a bull baiting dog in England way back when in like the 1800s. So they were taller then. They're not like our short little bulldogs now. So their legs were long enough. The idea was that you wanted a hard-headed, stubborn dog that would jump up and grab a bull by its nose, where that nose ring is, pull him to the ground, and then the other bulldogs would essentially tenderize the bull before it was killed and sold to market. So it was kind of this big fun event that people would go to, fun. And everybody would go in and watch, and it was this huge thing. And then we started to realize that this is really cruel and we shouldn't do this to animals. And so all these bulldoggers, as they called themselves, started to move away from this bullfighting niche, and they needed something that was more underground and secretive, something that, didn't need a giant arena to happen. So that's where dog fighting came in. So they already had these bulldogs that were like essentially the perfect fighting machines in their mind. Unfortunately, they then bred them with terriers to kind of bring in some more tenacity. So if you've ever seen a terrier work, I don't know if you have. I haven't noticed a lot of them kind of in this area. But they'll go out hunting like rats and squirrels and things. And they're the kind of dog that if you've ever seen a Jack Russell, he'll do a backflip off a tree like 200 times before he finally gets tired and lays down and waits for the squirrel to come down. He's just not going to stop.
Yeah.
So the idea was we breed these really high energy terriers with these kind of sluggish, beefy bulldogs. And then we get these fast, muscular dogs that can just go all day. So that came to America kind of with the colonies and everything, and it started to pop up all over. Well, in the 1980s-ish, we decided that that's not good either, and we finally put a ban on that. And we've started to evolve towards the pit bull that you see now, the kind of, real lovey, goofy kind of dog. So a lot of people think with a pit dog, you're looking at these bloodthirsty machines that are just really evil and horrible, and they just want to tear things apart all day. And that's not really how it is. So a lot of these pit bulls, unfortunately, are genetically hardwired to not really get along really well, because that's just what their genes tell them to do. Just like a border collie is going to know to go out and herd sheep if it's never done it before, or pointer kind of starts to show those behaviors on its own. You tend to see it, not so common now, but every once in a while you'll find a pit bull that just doesn't really like other dogs, and that's just kind of how it is. But the idea with a pit dog was that there was always a judge in the ring, so you could never have a dog that was going to bite a human, right? And so that's why bullies tend to have this real happy, goofy, they just want to be in their humans' laps all the time, because they had to go from this fighting mentality to turn around and being a family dog, because otherwise they're not going to stick around. And so it's transferred really, really well to the, everyday kind of family dog. But unfortunately, there are still a lot of these negatives that stick around the breed that people are kind of always going back to, because they remember, my grandma told me about these horrible dogs, or I've seen news stories about these dogs. And you still kind of see it from time to time, like the fighting rings pop up. I don't know if you remember the Oneida dogs. There was a big bust over in Oneida County a couple years ago.
No.
Yeah, so I think they got like 60 dogs out of there. It was super sad, really unfortunate. And that's kind of when I first started to get involved with bully breeds. Was this fighting bust happened, and I was just so shocked and so mind blown that people could do this to animals, that I had to know why and where this came from and get involved and help them and kind of turn things around for them.